all the laws starting from the Constitution of Kenya, the standing orders. And the other day, Honorable Speaker, when the House business was being renewed after 1 year, we had a point of contention in its legality, Honorable Speaker. I personally felt that despite the fact that all leaders are mandatory to be there, we needed two ladies in the same committee, and Honorable Magdalene was absent yesterday. Honestly, I feel that the powers and privileges of this House should redo the House Business Committee, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Terry, you are out of order. It is not the work of the powers and privileges to constitute the House Business Committee, but be properly guided that it is the work. Honorable Fred, take your seat. I'll give you a chance. Let's take your seat. It's the work of the Selection Committee. Let me just take 2 more rounds, then we are done, and I'll be able to give direction. Honorable Fred. Honorable Fred.
Arifa ya kwanza, Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kuuliza Arifa, kwa nini tupishane na nafikiri kuna handset report. Ningependa iletwe hapa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Halafu ya pili, Mheshimiwa Spika, nafikiri kulingana na sheria mtu mwenye amekaa kwa hiyo kamati haruhusiwi kurudia mwaka ya pili. Na nafikiri clerk yuko hapa. Kwa ile muda mwingine yeye ndio alikuwa anapanganga vitu kama hiyo. Alikuwa anatuambia, aliambia Mheshimiwa Gikuruje Pwanya uruhusiwi kukaa mara mbili, kaa mara moja for 5 years. Ndio nashangaa kwa nini wale wote walirudishwa. Halafu ya pili nimeshangaa, ya tatu nimeshangaa kumbe kuna watu unakukosa kwa hiyo kamati. Mheshimiwa Sarazar alitolewa mbio, akaambiwa kwamba wewe ukuje kwa kamati na wale walisoma ndio wakuje, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ndio nashangaa Mheshimiwa, kumbe kuna watu wanakosa kwa hiyo kamati, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima tuheshimiane. Mheshimiwa Spika, ya mwisho Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kupata habari ya kwamba yani makosa yote yakipatikana huwa inakusa Mheshimiwa Majority Leader, Mheshimiwa Minority na Mheshimiwa Deputy Speaker. Hata asubuhi tulikuwa hivyo kila siku. Kwa nini hao viongozi wanapatikana na makosa kila siku? Lazima watuambie Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa nini wanatumia kifua kwenda kupitia yale tumekataa kama waheshimiwa? Lazima ni hivyo. Lazima tuelewane ya kwamba kama kuna jambo kama waheshimiwa, lazima watuite Kamugunji, watuambie Mheshimiwa kuna jambo hapa. Lakini wenyewe wanakuchanga sema tumepitisha. Wanasoma hapa atatupitishe. Mheshimiwa Spika, tukiangusha itakuwa inatuletea hasara. Hiyo ndio arifa yangu nimeuliza, hata hao wajibu.
Honorable Robert Kirwa.
Ujulishaji bwana Spika. Kwanza ningependa kusema tufuate sheria kwa sababu hii nyumba ni ya sheria, na ningekuomba usongeshe mpaka kesho ndio ili iweze kuletwa vizuri. Asante sana bwana Spika.
Honorable Teno, you've been itching. I would want to be guided. Honorable Teno.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm also shocked, Mr. Speaker, since yesterday when you ruled that we postponed the same document to today because of the same anomaly. Today is also arising again, which, Mr. Speaker, it is actually becoming an integrity issue because we are postponing the business of the House basing on some anomalies like those one. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this House is a house of order. We are following some guidelines, especially in the documents like CFSP, which is time-bound, and we are becoming late. So, Mr. Speaker, I think you should rule this one seriously. If somebody has messed with the job, he should take the responsibility, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Cornelia Some.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise with a point of information informing that House Business Committee should not lead us in wrong direction. Last time, my name was removed there because I was alleged. In fact, I was chased, not only removed, but also chased. I was alleged that, and one of the senior most minority leader says that I was the one, I was notorious absentee. So I wonder now if notorious absentee have been removed. What happened? What happened again? What happened? What happened again? You know, Mr. Speaker, allow me with one.
Honorable Cornelius Some.
30
Honorable-
seconds. 30
Honorable
seconds.
Some, you're out of order. When I instruct you, you listen. I'll give you a chance, but you first listen. Honorable Some, we are not discussing the conduct of the House Business Committee. We are discussing a weighty issue regarding procedure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I conclude
And
my
kindly
comment.
conclude.
I conclude my comment says that it is better you adjourn, and I urge you to do another election for House business. Thank you.
Honorable members, it is not the Speaker to rule by fiat that a committee is disbanded or not. That is not the procedure. Secondly, honorable members, what has been the bone of contention is only one issue: whether the House Business Committee sat properly constituted and apportion work for today's sitting, which comes from yesterday's questioning. Out of that one issue, honorable members, Honorable Mengech has sought that this House be furnished with the copy of the minutes. Honorable Fred has followed through asking for Hansard to verify whether the House Business Committee was properly constituted. Honorable members, the third matter to consider is the contention or assertions by the mover of the motion, Honorable Walter Teno, regarding the weight of the document before us. As he correctly puts, it was and it is time-bound. We had given an extension for 1 week purely for purposes of the fact that we had formally adjourned. So as we speak right now, we are 1 week late. So those are the three matters to consider. The CFSP and the motion by Honorable Gideon Koech are all important. They have money implication, and it is of significant interest for the county. Having considered all those, honorable members, we normally make rulings not for expedience, but we give directions and rulings that will be referred to even when we are out of this place. Procedure supersedes anything else, so that at times in a court of law, a matter is thrown out when the procedure is flawed. I would wish to remind you, in the 2017 general election, the hallmark of disqualification of the presidential election of 2017 was on mostly procedural flaws by the Independent Election and Boundaries Commission. And the Supreme Court made it clear that if a process is procedurally flawed, then it may have an impact on. In as much as I would wish that we proceed, personally, I've been impatient to have this matter discussed. And that's why I want that assertion that it is the House leadership, majority leader, the deputy speaker, and the minority leader seem to be pushing an agenda. That one is an assertion that should not see the light of the day. It is in the interest of the assembly that we approve matters on time. At no point has there been any attempt whatsoever to try, sneak, or push a matter that, for example, the intention is to override. I don't think so. The Honorable Chair budget has been consistent. They sought time, they concluded their work. The Honorable members participated in this exercise. So I want us to separate those. Honorable Mengech will have his clear assertions, which all Honorable members are identifying with. I want us to just focus on that. But I have a problem when the House imputes bad motive on others. So let us first make it clear. It is nothing to do with the three House leaders. They have no interest that this House is not aware of that seeks to supersede this particular House. Whatever is before us is whether procedure was followed, and number two, whether the House Business Committee was properly constituted. As Honorable Mengech has rightfully put, that meeting was to happen. Myself, I'm the chair. I was absent. In my absence, my deputy speaker can be able to. I can confirm to this house that the deputy speaker called me in person and told me that we were informed, because all of us had agreed as a house business committee, we meet in the evening. And when he called me, I told him I had stepped out, including Honorable Mengech himself. So I asked Honorable, because the deputy speaker called after Honorable Mengech had called me, like around 15-20 minutes span. And at that time, I was telling Honorable Mengech, if you don't have quorum and I may not be available, because I haven't seen the deputy speaker, no one can call the meeting. But when the deputy speaker was available, as per the law, as per the standing orders, then he can call for a meeting or he can chair a meeting, which I assumed wherever I sat, the quorum was there, and that is why we have this. However, with the challenge raised, when it comes to veracity, we verify using our records, that is the minutes, as well as the Hansard, to be able to confirm the veracity. So, honorable members, I'm afraid I'll be forced to adjourn this particular session for the same to be verified before we could proceed with the rest of the businesses. Honorable Gideon.
Mr. Speaker, an inquiry. I would have wished that now that it's only one motion appearing in the order paper, to the best of my knowledge, the rest of the motions were already slotted in the previous House business, including the motion that is next on the order paper, Mr. Speaker. So I don't know whether it would be proper if we could have that motion discussed.
Honorable Gideon, let me just consult about your motion. Honorable Gideon, I'm rightfully informed that the previous House Business Committee meeting had scheduled the businesses, including the motion on establishment of Nandi County Investment and Development Authority, as late as yesterday. The same was properly put. So I am, as guided, I think we'll therefore skip order number 8, but order number 9 will proceed. Next order.
Order number 9, motion.
Honorable Gideon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hoja arifa, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred.
Ningependa pata taarifa kuhusu mswada ya Mheshimiwa rafiki yangu kutoka Nandi, kwamba kamati gani walikuwa wamekaa chini. Kama ni kamati moja, inamaanisha kwamba iko imejaa, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Mengech,
yes,
you're standing on a?
Yeah, information.
Okay.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform Honorable Fred that the House Business Committee had sat and placed a motion on establishment of Nandi County Investment and Development Authority on the order paper.
Honorable Fred, you're properly guided. Honorable Gideon, quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move motion on establishment of Nandi County Investment and Development Authority. That aware that the county government is required to put in place investment initiatives and development initiatives, including infrastructure, fiscal, social, economic, and institutional development in line with Section 108, 2B of the County Government Act. Further aware that the county government has powers to establish a company, firm, or other body for the delivery of a particular service and or carrying on a particular functions in line with Section 5A of the County Government Act. Concerned that the county government has numerous investment opportunities and numerous contracts are entered into for development of the county. Considering that the county government is not fully applying the proceeds realized from these activities into investing in income-generating projects.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Terry.
I think quorum is not sufficient.
Let me see. Honorable members, I would want the bell be rung after those that are leaving leave to see whether we can get. We'll have to give the move of the motion due process. The sergeant, ring the bell for a minute. The sergeant should stop ringing the bell. Kindly direct the sergeant to stop ringing the bell so that the clerks kindly conduct the number, count the membership to see if we have quorum. Honorable members, I'm sure you're aware that the movement of the members out automatically causes a technical hitch, which in this case sustains a lack of quorum. So the motion cannot be discussed unless we have quorum. Next order.
Order number 10, adjournment.
The House adjourned until the next session.